What's up everyone? I've got a game for you today. It's a team deathmatch on Rundown. Using a bit of a different class for you, sort of figured I'd vary it up. As you can see, it is the FAMMAS with Bling. I'm using the holographic sight and the silencer, stopping power, and as I always do, I've forgotten my third perk. I think it was Ninja Pro. Could be completely wrong. What I like to do on this map is, particularly when I've got a burst rifle like this, rather than running in trying to get across those bridges, which is pretty much guaranteed to get shot if you try and go across those bridges, it's just to hand back and try and pick people off. As you can see here, it's like I anticipate that people are going to come round the other side as none of my teammates are there covering it, so I just quickly aim over, get a nice kill. I'm actually going to talk about a little series I'm going to be releasing over the next week, 2 weeks or so. It's basically just going to be a short little series of sort of locations where boosters can be found and all the various maps. As a few of my subscribers will know, I thoroughly enjoy booster hunting, so it's just quite satisfying knowing you're ruining their fun, ruining their aim of getting a nuke. So I figured I'd post a mini series, or just of all the locations within all the different maps. I'll be posting one up later of the first 3 maps I've covered. It is Afghan, Terminal, and Quarry that I've covered. Another reason I'm partly doing this is because I recently bought a new video editing software. It's the Sony Vegas Movie something 9. So I've just been messing about with that, having some fun making titles, etc. So it's I needed an excuse to come up with a title, so I figured, why not create myself a little mini series? Plus, if it helps you guys kill more boosters, then that's always a positive. The kill streak setup I'm using in this, as far as I know, is the 579 again. This could be wrong, I'm not entirely sure. I just will see once I get my first kill streak, because I do definitely get them, but I'm pretty certain it's 579. I have a nice little section here where I just lie down on this bridge, so I know they're all spawning over there, and they all literally just run at me. They just don't see me lying down on the floor. They just keep on sprinting across this bridge, and I pick off about 6 of them, I think. Count it up, that's 2 of them now. The FAMMAS, as I've mentioned before, is a brilliant weapon. Slightly overpowered, yes, but then again, most of the weapons are on this game. So any weapon with stopping power is generally overpowered, so there's not that much we can do. It's probably my second favourite weapon, along with the UMP, as you'll all know. I also quite enjoy the TAR-21, although I have not played with that weapon too much recently. As you can see, a complete Predator fail there. I generally do fail the Predator quite a bit. I think it's because I'm always trying to push for double kills rather than to go for a nice, easy single kill, which is something I'd highly recommend you don't do, otherwise you'll just get like me and lose many kills. Like in half my videos you'll see me just missing the Predators. I just cut out a host migration there, that's why it sort of skips a little bit. It was 30 seconds of just migrating hosts, which I must say I'm fully happy with that feature in Modern Warfare 2. It was very frustrating in the COD 4 days where you'd be playing, you'd be having a good game, and the host would quit, so then that would be game over for you. As you can see, my Harrier is getting me lots of kills right now. It's in one of the good moods. I tend to think Harriers have good moods and bad moods. When they're in the good moods, they pick off plenty of people. When they're in the bad moods, they just seem to hover above the sky and not kill anyone. I mean, you can get those Harriers. The secondary I'm using today is the Striker. It's not a weapon which I use much, as I mentioned in my last video, but since I've started using it, since my return a couple of days ago to Modern Warfare 2, I've really enjoyed. I'm not sure whether all the shotguns have been patched recently, or just all the shotguns seem particularly overpowered and insanely powerful, particularly the AA-12 and the Striker. The fact that you can just spam the trigger and get massive distance on them, great range, a great deal of damage, I don't really like, obviously they're not as bad as the models. The models, they were a nightmare. Well, not that I didn't use them, they were great fun to use, but it was a right pain being killed by them. As I'm sure many of you will know. I mean, to be honest, with Bling, Kimbo and F&J, they are just as bad now as they were, so I will be coming to you with a lot more gameplay soon, but if any of you have any requests, any particular gun, any particular game type, kill streak setup, etc., I'd prefer it if you didn't ask me to do a nuke setup. Like, I don't particularly enjoy going for it. Like, it's relatively easy, but I'd never really play with a nuke setup, just because it can be so frustrating. For example, last week I played 5 or 6 games and got literally a Harrier and an AC-130 in every single game, and I died around 17 kills every time because someone found me using the laptop, which is the reason I don't really like using those kill streaks. I prefer like the Harriers and the Pavers, which you can call in, as you can see I do in this game, and it means I don't have to sit on my laptop and mess about with it. As you can see, this guy here completely outplays me. He throws a stun, somehow just wanders straight past my Claymore. I think he had sit rep on and gets me behind. So, like, I automatically assumed I was safe because of my Claymore, so a bit of a schoolboy error there for me. The holographic sight on the FAMMAS, not a massive fan of it. I usually just have the iron sights because the iron sights are pretty easy to use in this weapon. Quite here, I just sponge bullets there. I really should have died. But yeah, holographic sight. If we're going to go for a sight, I'd personally go for a red dot sight. I have a feeling, well, it might just all be in my head, but I feel like the red dot sight is far more accurate. And I don't particularly like the look of a holographic sight on it either. It's quite chunky and it just makes it look ugly. It doesn't feel that nice to play with. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm playing, I like the gun to feel good in my hands. I know it sounds weird, but for example, with the snipers, the Barrett 50 cal and the intervention, when I'm using the intervention, I don't feel comfortable. Just the recoil on it, I don't know what it is, but all guns for me on games have that kind of feel. And if I like the feel, I generally play with them, which is why I love playing with UMP and the TAR-21, particularly with silencers. I don't really like any other weapons in this game without silencers. There's something about having a silencer on. I don't know if it's just the noise and I prefer it, but plus I do think having a silencer is pretty much a massive advantage because, like I've said in the past commentary, people follow red dots on the radar. If you have a silencer on, you are not going to be a red dot as long as there's not a UAV up. So it means that generally when I do rush and I can sneak around the back, I can pick people off without them knowing where I am. So we win by 2 kills. I finish 32-7, 2 assists. This is B. Look out for my booster locations. Thanks for tuning in.